guys, today we're going to be testing out some Aldi skincare. This is like dupe central and we'll talk a little bit about that because that in itself is a conversation. But it's going to be a progressive video, so I'm going to test it today and I'm going to be using it for the next fortnight, and I will let you know at the end whether or not I think it was any good compared to some of the products that they are trying to be similar to, let's say. So I'm going to kick off with the Hot Cloth Cleanser. This is the Vitamin C Hot Cloth Cleanser. And I have already used this, truth be told. I used this last night, but I wanted to film a proper video. I haven't used all of this, but a proper video doing a first impressions of all this stuff in a decent light. So here we are. It smells really nice. Someone did warn me before I went and bought this stuff that this particularly has a very strong scent, and it does. If you have a bit of an aversion to scented skincare, or you don't like an orangey scent, a synthetic vitamin C scent, you may not like this because it really does smell like that. And it came with a hot cloth cleanser that I'm going to use now, which was a little bit stiffer than other hot cloth cleansers that I've used in the past. So I'm a little bit nervous to use it, but we shall see. My skin definitely feels fresh. The cloth wasn't my favourite. It felt kind of almost like it was like slippy in my hands against the product. But it was much softer to use on my face than I thought it was going to be because it felt really like hard when I first got it out of the packet. So, I was going to go straight in with the Glycolic Toner, but I'm going to use this. This is the Pink Clay Exfoliating Face Scrub. Now, I'm not going to use it as a face scrub because it says you can also use it as a mask. So apply to cleansed wet skin and massage for 30 seconds, then rinse off with warm water to use as a scrub. Alternatively, leave on for 5 minutes to use as a mask. And that is what I'm going to do. So it says that it is pore refining and mattifying. I don't want to exfoliate with it, although that's going to be difficult to get away from. And obviously I have just used a muslin cloth on my skin, so that in itself is exfoliation. But because I'm using the glycolic acid, I don't want to kind of go overboard. But I'm most interested in this pink clay stuff as a mask. They do an actual mask version, but they just didn't have it in stock. I actually can't tell you the last time I used like a proper scrubby scrub for my face. Probably, well, at least probably not in the last year, I would say. I'm now completely sold on these acid toners. So I'll leave this for 5 minutes and come back to you. It's kind of dried a little bit. Also, when I first put it on my skin, it was quite stingy. I don't know. Ooh, this towel was wetter than I thought. I don't know if that's something to do with the cleanser that I used, or if it's what's in this product itself, but it really did. And I don't mind like a tingle, but it was kind of almost a burn, you know. I'm going to make him tuna mayonnaise sandwiches. I almost don't want to use this now, but I got it. The Glycolic Toner. My skin is not going to thank me for this, but every other day I'm not going to be using that mask. I just kind of wanted to use it today just to see what it was like. My skin feels, I mean, it does feel kind of hydrated, weirdly. It doesn't feel like squeaky clean at all, kind of that plump, soft feeling. Okay, I'm just like wincing at the thought. Okay, nothing unpleasant at all. No tingles really. One thing that did bother me about this that I mentioned in my, I did like a shop with me and haul, is that it's got bits in it that to me, I don't know if these are going to show up on camera, but these bits to me look like fluff or something. Can you see them? Just little tiny bits floating around in it. And when I asked, both on YouTube and on Instagram, everyone was saying theirs didn't have bits in it. Now, what I am excited about this for is I tend to use the Pixi Glow Tonic. I use it on my chest, on my arms. I sometimes get Lee to use it on my back for me because I do get like a little bit of, not even necessarily dryness, but everything feels like it needs, like I need to get rid of a layer of dead skin, which is effectively what it's doing. But any kind of scrub, any kind of manual scrub just breaks me out. So this has been a great way of doing that, but it's an expensive way of doing that when you use the proper Pixi stuff. So I'm excited to see if this works because even if it doesn't work perfectly for my face, even if it's not like the best, for my face, I could at very least be saving the good stuff and then just using the cheaper stuff on my body. Okay, now as I understand it, you go lightest to heaviest when it comes to layering skincare. So I'm going to use this. It's the Serum. It's the Anti-Wrinkle Multi-Intensive Serum. It says help smooth skin, reduce the appearance of fine lines. And it looks like this. Obviously supposed to be like the Nivea one. And then I have an oil to put on after this. And I did try this in the back of my hand in the haul. Oh, it is nice. It's a really fresh, lightweight product. I think I probably only needed one pump of this actually, because a little goes a really long way. Must stop talking when I'm putting something over my face. It's going to actually go over. It feels really nice and it's absorbing into my skin pretty quickly too. So it does say to follow with your usual day or night cream. Now I'm going to follow with an oil. I usually would use either an oil or a serum and then a cream. But like I say, I'm not completely au fait with the skincare. I do what I do and it works in the way that it works. But as I understand it, you go lightest to heaviest. So in my mind, oil is the heaviest thing. However, I'm also kind of aware that does oil not break through things? I don't know. I always have this in my mind. That's why when you put oil underneath like makeup and stuff, I'm always like, how does this work? So this is the Lacura Rose, Healthy Glow Rose Oil, Nourishing Face Oil, Rose and Pomegranate. So this is obviously supposed to be like the Pixie one too. In fact, I think I might, oh no, I've moved it. I did have one in here. The Pixie Rose Oil I really like. I had the Jasmine Oil blend. I didn't like it because I don't like the scent of jasmine. I don't love the scent of rose. I definitely prefer it to jasmine. And I love a facial oil, especially when I'm breaking out. I have been recently, but it seems to all be like clearing up now finally. It feels really nice. It's quite a thick oil, but I have been breaking out a fair bit recently, and oil is the only thing that will really help. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because my skin is dehydrated and so it's overcompensating, producing more oil, and that's why I'm getting more breakouts, but I'm getting them in the weirdest places. I do tend to get them a lot around my chin because I have a lot of facial hair there. Would you like a video on facial hair? Because I do various things to get rid of it. And I have actually, probably once a month, will actually shave certain sections of my face. Let me know if you would be interested. But it is something that no matter what technique I use, I do suffer breakouts from whatever the method is. So I'm used to that, but I've been getting them like in really weird places up here. And I don't know what it is. It could be dehydration. I'm not sure, but oil seems to be the fix and they seem to be finally on their way out. So hopefully the products that I'm using in this video don't completely reverse that and send me back to Breakout City. But this is the routine that I'm going to be using for the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to be using this. I'll maybe use this once a week. This was kind of more of a look what this is kind of thing. But the other 4 products are what I'm going to be using on the daily. So I will come back to you probably halfway through, let you know how I'm getting on, what I think of it. And then I'll revisit at the end of 2 weeks and see whether or not this is a viable skincare routine compared to some of the more expensive stuff that I use. So it's been, it might have even been 3.5 weeks. I meant to do like a halfway point, and I meant to do this at 2 weeks, and I've actually been trying the products for a lot longer now. And I've had so many people comment and question me, when is the video going to go up? And I get it, but I really didn't want to just try the products once and say, oh, they're really great, go and get them while you can. And I understand that by the time this video goes up, they may not even be in stores anymore, but that's why I did the initial video. I'm showing you that they're out there, but I can't review something after a skincare. It's not, like, I could have reviewed the makeup stuff, but I can't possibly review the skincare stuff like that. It's just, it doesn't work. So, I'm coming back with my final thoughts. Well, number one, I haven't had a breakout in the entire time that I've been using these products, which is insane. I definitely would have had a breakout. I always at least have a breakout around my chin. I mean, right now you can kind of see, I think, if it focuses, I've got some like hair that I need to remove, just like around this area here. And where I remove the hair, not on my top lip so much, but like around my chin, I always break out. And I haven't been, I don't know why. It's bizarre, but I haven't been, it's worth noting. So number one, the Hot Cloth Cleanser. This is really, really nice, but if you can't get hold of this, This is basically exactly the same thing. This is from Superdrug. You can get this for £5. I've had this a million times. This and the Radiant one. There's two, but they're exactly the same product, basically. But this one smells like sun cream and the other one doesn't. The other one's in a greenish kind of tube. They're exactly the same product. They are a really, really nice dupe for the Lazil Cleanse and Polish. Just a really thick cleanser. And then you can take it off with a hot cloth, a flannel or a muslin cloth, whatever you want to do, as long as it's with hot water. It basically does the same job. And although the Aldi one is great, I'm not going to say they've done something absolutely wildly amazing, because I have been using that other one for a long time and it is just as good. The face scrub mask thing, wasn't a fan. This made my skin feel actually quite sore, and my skin is pretty hardy. It's not sensitive, really, regularly. It's not sensitive. I use a lot of products on it that if it was going to be sensitive, it would be. And this, I don't know, maybe my skin's not used to like that manual exfoliation anymore, because I use kind of toners and things that do that, but I wasn't a fan. It's not something I need to be using because I'm using glycolic acid and stuff like that anyway. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. I didn't like that. This is the thing you all want to know about, I realised, the Healthy Glow Tonic. I really liked this, but there are a few things. I mentioned when I bought it, when I initially hauled it, there are bits in this. And I asked on Instagram, and other people messaged me and said there were no bits in theirs. Now I'm waiting to see whether or not there are still bits, or if they've somehow absorbed. No, there are definitely bits. Let's just see if you can see them. I don't know if they'll show up on camera, but in real life, I can see little floaty bits in this. And it doesn't bother me, but it's something to note. It might not be great when it comes to quality control, because other people were saying that's not in their product. It's definitely not in the Pixi product. It's something that real skincare people will be like, oh my God, that's horrifying. But I was trying the product for you guys, and I was getting along with the product. There was nothing that made me feel like I really had to stop. But I do want to mention that, because it's not supposed to be like that. It's not great. Also, I looked at the ingredients. They are not comparable 100% with the Pixi. The ingredients are not the same. I can't tell you whether or not they've got all of the great things that the other one has. I mean, they share a lot of ingredients, but it's not an identical formula, is all I'm saying. I'm not a major skincare buff. You've got many, many, many people that you could go to for that information, and that's not me. I am literally just here to tell you whether or not I like something or not, and how I feel like it compares on my skin. I'm not an expert. I liked this. I would buy this again. I potentially would reserve this for using it on my body, and I would use the other one for my face. But if it came down to it, I would just use this everywhere. I have been using this everywhere. I don't really have a problem with it. It just kind of in that little niggle in the back of my mind, because of the fact that it's got the stuff in it. Should I have the stuff in it? And I have the other one. I will probably use this on my body more. I like to use it on my arms, my chest, and my back, because I do tend to get kind of like quite clogged up skin. Like I used to get a lot of spots as a kid. I wasn't acne prone, but I got a lot of acne on my chest, my arms, and my back. It was weird. Really nothing on my face, but all around that area. And so as an adult, I still need to kind of keep on top of it and make sure everything's squeaky clean. And that was great for that. But I also used it on my face, and I had no problem whatsoever. I think one of the absolute standouts of this was this. Something that I wouldn't have picked up of the Nivea version, but it's the Anti-Wrinkle Multi-Intensive Serum. I was just using this as a light moisturizer. I used it every day before my makeup, never had a problem, and I used it at nighttime as well. Really, really like this. Sometimes I'm just too lazy to do a full skincare, and I would do cleanser, this, and this, and it was amazing. But I really did tell the difference when I used this, and this is the rose oil. This is really, really nice stuff too. If you put this in a Pixi bottle, I just wouldn't have known the difference, truly. It's got like a thick, serum-y kind of quality to it. I don't know if it's got all of the most amazing like ingredients that the other proper stuff has got in it, but I do know that I really got along with these products. And when my skin was feeling a little bit dry or dehydrated, and I made sure to put loads and loads of this on at night time, it was better in the morning. I don't know what to say, but I really, really liked these products. Okay, so in the interest of full disclosure, I'm going to take off my makeup now and do the whole thing, just so you can actually see my skin underneath all of this. I'm also feeling super sweaty. I actually think I'm getting a spot just here. Weirdly enough, I had like a threat of a breakout here that I got like maybe earlier this week. So 2 weeks into using this stuff, I got like a little bit of something here. And that night, I put on a ton of that oil, and it just never really materialised, never became anything. And I don't usually get spots on my cheeks. So initially I thought, oh, okay, maybe my skin is reacting to the product. Maybe that's what it is. This is my favourite part of taking off my makeup. Like if I'm with someone I like to like smear it all around my face and go and see them. Is that normal behaviour? I think so. But yeah, then the oil. I really didn't pick my moment to talk then. I was clearly, you know, I am in control of this flannel. I was cleaning the lipstick off my mouth. Decided that would be a good time to have a little chat with you. Yeah, I thought for sure it could be that I was having a reaction. Can you see just there? Just a little threat of something. Oh man, I'm absolutely positive that I'm getting hay fever. Absolutely positive now. Because my eyes just always feel so puffy. I've just bought a jade roller. I'm really excited about it. Really. A couple of people said that I should get one. Where is it? It's here. And I'm really, really excited about it. So I'm going to put it in the fridge. Even now, it's just really cooling. Oh man. I get really puffy in the morning time and I'm very excited about using this. And right now, I'm about to put on a sheet mask while I'm in the bath and roll it over the sheet mask because someone told me to do that too. I'm very excited. Very excited. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I think my skin is really clear, which is all I'm ever asking for from basic skincare. If I want something extra, then I'll be using some kind of retinol or a mask or something like that. But truth be told, I don't think a lot of them do much. Have I still got lipstick on? I think I have. I don't think a lot of them do much. I think most of them are, we're just buying into the fact that we want them to do something. We're like, yes, of course, it's making this, it's making that. A lot of them have temporary improvements. And for me, masks serve a different purpose. They're more of like a self-care thing and a relaxing thing. And it's kind of like having a glass of wine, which I've also got back there to have in the bath. It's just kind of like when I do this, I feel like this, or when I do this, it makes me think this, or do you know what I mean? It's like a bit of a psychosomatic thing. There are, of course, masks that do things, but I think a lot of things, I'm talking most. And I think that skincare just needs to be really, really basic. It needs to be clean. Number one, you need to clean your face. And then you need to make sure that it's hydrated. That's 99% of it for me. Unless you've got any actual conditions or issues, most of us just need really, really basic, simple skincare. And often the more things you add to it, the worse it gets. And I have been very, very happy with my results from super simple skincare in the last few weeks. Hopefully this was useful. Like I say, I can only speak to me, my own results, my own experiences. I am not an expert. I'm not going to go into all of the ingredients that these have. If you are an expert, you might be absolutely screaming at the screen right now. No, do not use these products. I understand. I understand. But sometimes it feels like it's all become a bit of an exclusive club where if you can't afford a certain thing, then your skincare's rubbish. And I don't think that's true. I think a lot of it can be simple. And it's not always you get what you pay for. Sometimes you just pay for really nice packaging and you pay for the fact that everybody's using it and it's really fancy and, you know, you buy into like the hype of something and it's not always better. So when it comes to just like super, super simple skincare, cleanser, moisturizer, all that stuff, I don't think there's anything wrong with this and I would be happy with it. Let me know if you have tried anything from Aldi. I mean, oh my God, I've had such a huge number of people recommend different things. I'm going back. I mean, one person left me a comment that was like so long, all with different things from different categories. And I'm going back to Aldi just with her list. Like, what am I picking out? But specifically, I will be looking out for these star buys moving forward, and apparently these things do come back in and out, so look out for them. I will be. And if you are following me on any other social media, please, if you do see that something is coming out, please let me know and I will be there. But otherwise, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Every time I'm going out, the same things keep happening.